Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The masks are dropping one by one, but the masks that we've seen through, not these guys, we've seen through. Remember, they kept on saying that Ukraine alone fights Russia, and if Russia can't beat Ukraine, then what kind of military they have and all that it has, and so on. Because they were ignoring it was NATO fighting the Russians, as the Russians claimed for a long time ago. And now they drop the mask and says, yes, indeed, is us against you, my friends. So we have Ukrainska Pravda here. You have a guy, foreign minister of Ukraine, who tells us exactly that. And he's going to start blaming. So when partners start blaming one another, what does that tell you? They're about to divorce. Correct? Correct. So let me show you this little article. Ukrainska Pravda. If the West cannot win this war, then what war can it win? Ukraine's foreign minister says. Today, Monday, November 6th, 2023. Hey, Kuleba, I think you're the round-headed one. Hey, Kuleba, are you telling me that we have here the West fighting the Russians on your territory? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck you're saying. And that's what the Russians were saying for some time. And it was obvious. So it's not you. Yeah, you're fighting for them, but they're fighting through you. How should I put it? They fight with your nation. So your people, your nation gets destroyed and eliminated. For the West, what? Democracy, freedom, or money and banking? All right, let's see what this guy, how is he going to shame his sponsors? So that means he's gonna kind of be kicked to the side. He also shamed the Germans. Still, you owe us Second World War, kind of like this garbage. Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, has said that Ukraine is investing heavily in its own weapons production. You invest what? You don't have anything. Where do you have the money from if you're at war? Invest how? Oh, they give you the money. From whom? Okay, all right, thank you. From banks, from us, from others. Print them. In its own weapons production to become less dependent on Western support, as a loss in the war against Russia would be a defeat for the whole world. Now this is, I think is called the Jesus complex or something like that, where you think that, it's a narcissistic trait, when you think that without you, if you leave the party will just die. Everybody's going to keep fucking and drinking with or without you. But this is, if you don't do what I say, if you don't change the music the way I want it, I'm leaving the party. That's the door, baby doll. He thinks that he fight. No, I don't think he thinks. He knows. He's just using this for idiots. If we lose, you're going to be dying. Remember the stupid domino effect that these guys used for older generations in the United States of America to have about 58,000 people killed in Vietnam. Remember the domino effect? They got you and by the ball. If they did it then, what do you think? And they're gonna do it now. The same thing with these guys. Yeah, the whole world. I don't think China will give a shit, or Zimbabwe, or Russia, or Iran. Just to mention a few. And if those are not part of the world, then what world are you talking about? So they're part of the world, and many, many others. I just used the usual suspects that this guy is just ignored. Kuleba believes, that's the good word, because you believe, you don't think here. He believes that with help from partners and on its own, Ukraine will definitely win. Believes that with help from its partners and on its own, Ukraine will definitely win. Okay, and I'm quoting, if the West cannot win this war, then what war can it win? Well, against Iraq, 20 million people, or maybe Libya, 4 million people, or maybe Afghanistan with 3 goats, 5 rocks in the desert, and 5 pigeons, and 3 mujahideen with chi-chi, not that way, Whoa. Yeah, that's exactly what the West can win against. Russia, too big. Have you ever seen a pelican trying to gulp a big fish and it cannot? That's exactly what's going on. The pelican tries to eat something that it cannot get in his beak. So the same thing, yes, it can't. And it also says right here, it's going to blame someone else. Look at this, my friends. What's going on here? It will be a great defeat for the world, including Germany. No, I don't think so. Germany will start producing things again and compete with Al Capone. Until then, no. They will have so much, the price for energy that they have to pay is so high that they cannot compete with Al Capone. Therefore, they will lose. So, yeah, the whole world. He noted that Kiev is preparing for any development in U.S. politics next year, which is why it is now investing on a large scale in its own production. You can't invest if you don't have the money. And in order to get the money, you have to be credible. You have to have a good rating. Ukraine has squat rating. So are you investing out of what? Who's giving you the money? Who are those profiteers that actually they will lose? But you know how Ukraine is going to do? It's going to do what all the countries do with IMF and World Bank. They use collateral, their infrastructure. Okay? Because they're not going to say, well, we're going to pay you back. If we don't pay you back, you're going to have our roads, our nuclear power plants, our hydroelectric power plants, our cities, our things like this. Things that were built by the Ukrainian population and previous generations. And then who's going to be the owner? IMF. All right? That's how it worked in Romania and many other countries. Yeah, they just came in and said, collateral. Why? Because that's a risk for us. We're going to give you the money and you're going to use it. You're going to fail and you're not going to pay us the money. So we have to take the collateral. What's your collateral? As I said, my friend. So it's investing. How can you invest? You have squat. The Americans, these thieves take our money or print money or borrow in our names to give you and support your public sector, right? Your bureaucracy, your politicians, your teachers, your first responders and so on with my money. I don't want to give it. Hey, Emil, you haven't been asked. Shut up. Go and work. Okay, yes. Should I keep my mouth shut? Yeah, no, keep it open so we can insert something in it many times. Fuck. So, large scale in its own production of all types of weapons, significantly increasing domestic production, and militarizing the economy. Do you mean like being like, I don't know, the drug producing cartels? Just produce drugs and money? You're going to be the weapons and money? That's what you're going to do? Yeah, they already said they will do that. They had those arms manufacturing companies, 2 months ago or so, coming to Kiev, about 68 of them, or 68 countries. Kuleba said that many people underestimate European support for Ukraine, but Europe itself is gradually realizing what is at stake. No, not yet. And that's why they let you go now. They realize what's at stake and they say, we can't lose that much. Bye-bye. And I'm quoting, thanks to our friends. You have no friends. Nobody has friends. They have only interest. That's how the world functions. There's no friends. These guys will eat you tomorrow. They will, join the fray right there if they get an interest. They use you just because they're going to invest in you and they're going to have. Let me give you this. The government gives these guys money, the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians buy weapons from private corporations. The private corporations sell their garbage to Ukraine on the public's money. Some other countries' public money. You got that? Unless those countries give from their production that was built with the sweat and money of the population, give it to you mocha for zero. You got it? So what are you talking? We invest. You don't have the money. And the other guys are they're going to invest in you. Who's going to pay? You're going to pay with the money these guys are giving you from me and from you, my friends. Yeah. Thanks to our friends in Europe and other countries, I think we are not afraid of a doomsday scenario. Okay. He expressed his belief that German Chancellor Olaf Scholz also firmly believes and is not afraid of Putin. Oh my God, I'm not afraid of Superman, said Batman, right? Or whatever. Really? Is that where we get? Afraid of you, said Muhammad Ali towards Joe Frazier, and vice versa. I'm not afraid of you. He's what, hanky panky? What is this, man? Humpy Dumpy, Jesus Christ. He's not afraid of Putin. Germany, Russia, ignore every other country, and they get to war. Who do you think Russia will win? He's not afraid. Why is he not afraid? Because he is with other countries, and besides, this guy, Chancellor Olaf Scholz, is a weasel. He's a weasel. He's on the payroll of Al Capone. What are I talking about? Not of his German people. Although he has not yet said that Ukraine should win, but always says that Ukraine should not lose. In Kuleba's opinion, that's good. Opinion and belief. Those are the exact words that should be used for Kuleba. Not thoughts, not assessment, not reasoning. No, no, no. All right? Opinion is not necessarily based on facts. And the same belief. Belief, I believe pigs could fly. So this is Kuleba, Foreign Minister of Ukraine. My Ukrainian friends, why don't you go and grab him by the dingalingy and throw him into the garbage and get someone that should represent you with this, and balls. Because this round-headed guy is no good. Whew, that took a lot of energy to not use, In Kuleba's opinion, now listen to this genius. There is a big difference between winning and not losing. Aristotle, I think, blushes when he hears this from wherever he is. Or maybe he's with Hades. I think he's with Hades. Why? Because interesting people go over there. Commenting on the issue of Taurus missiles, which has been discussed in recent months, Kuleba said, the Taurus issue is not over for us yet, and we continue to work on it. Bine, if you say so. Well, my friends, here it is. Kuleba, this guy who believes and has opinions, if the West cannot win this war, then what war can it win? Again, this is a toddler mentality. Well, depends on who the West is fighting. It won the war against Yugoslavia. 10 million people or something at that time? It was Montenegro and I think it was Montenegro and Serbia at that point in 1999. They won against Iraq. And what is Iraq doing? Talking with Iran and Russia. And attacking your military bases over there. Al Capone. Then they won in Afghanistan. Where are they now? They got kicked in their balls out. After the private corporations rebuilt them. And a lot of billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars were invested in the private American companies to rebuild Afghanistan and Iraq. Who paid for that? We paid. The banks paid. Who's eventually going to pay? Me, you, your children. So, my friends, what war can it win? Against Libya, 4 million people. Can you see what that woman has done to me, or what I have been doing to me? So same here. Can you see? All right, my friends. Now we find out that the West is fighting with Ukraine against the Russians, and they're not winning. All right, the difference between losing and winning, or not losing and winning, or too deep philosophically, I can't grasp a concept. I have to start believing and have opinions, like round-headed. Like a saint. All right, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Now you know the West cannot win wars. Kuleba told us.